Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Teresa. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 15 easy and affordable winter decor ideas for your home. I hope you get lots of inspiration and ideas for your home for the winter season. Okay, let's get started. The first project is going to be a wood tray, and I scored this at Goodwill. I love this tray. It's a very good size, but the quality of it, you can tell it's got glue where they have glued it. But anyway, that will be covered up. But I love the rustic texture to it. I love that it has handles on it, and I only paid $1.99 for it. So in this video, I'm going to upcycle some items, and I'm going to show y'all how we can add them to trays, because wintertime is all about layering and getting that little cozy vibe in our home. So the first project I'm going to work on is going to be a rolling pin. Now, if you don't have any rolling pins that are vintage, or you don't find them at the thrift stores, I picked this one up at Dollar General for $5. I put a couple of coats of watered down burnt umber craft paint on it, and now I'm going to take a transfer from the Traditional Pots transfer book. Now in today's projects, I'm going to use the Traditional Pots transfers and also some transfers out of the Brocante transfer book, and I'll have links to those down in my description box. But it's just that easy to upcycle or make your own rolling pin and make it look vintage, and also add a little French country detail to it.
What you putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain.
Now the next project is going to be another rolling pin. This one I actually picked up either at a yard sale or a thrift store, and as you can see, it is missing a handle. But that doesn't matter, because a lot of times if you stand them up in canisters, you are not going to be able to see the part that's missing the handle. Again, I'm going to take one of the Traditional Pots transfers, and just this easy. This is just how easy it is to add that French country detail to my rolling pin. Now I left this rolling pin its natural state because it already had a really vintage looking patina on it, and just different things of how you can style trays or rolling pins. I've got a small collection of rolling pins, but anytime I see these at yard sales or thrift stores, I always pick them up. Okay, now the next project I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, if you don't have transfers, how easy it is to use stencils. This is a pack of stencils. I will have these linked in my Amazon store in the stencil category. This is a pack, and you get several stencils to the pack, so it's a really good bang for the buck. Some of them were Christmas had Christmas sayings on them, but some of them we can use through the winter. So I'm going to take part of this one, and I just took that little apple cider and hot cocoa. I'm using a piece of scrap pallet wood, and I love making signs on scrap wood because it's something that I always have on hand. I go out to Ben's little work area, and I can always pick up pieces that he has cut off of projects that he's been working on. So I'm just going to give you some ideas of some little rustic signs, how easy they are to make, and how we can style these on our trays. So this one again is part of that stencil packet that I got from Amazon, and I'm going to take it, and this one is got reindeer food, a little saying for reindeer food on it, and I'm going to use some white chalk paint for it, stenciled it on, and that's all you've got to do. And like I say, these make a great little inexpensive detail to your trays, or even if you've got open shelving, you can just display these with all of your little French country vignettes. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you can take transfers and put them on scrap wood. I love putting transfers on scrap wood because they transfer on really well, and birds are so popular. I did a project in my last video, and I made a project using birds. I got a lot of positive comments about the birds was their favorite project. I always leave a link at the end of my videos to my previous videos, so make sure to go out and watch that video and see the other project that I made using bird transfers. These are also in the Brocante transfer book. I thought it needed a little white, so I added a little of the white writing. I just cut that off of another transfer, and I added that to the scrap wood, and it's just that easy. And these little birds, you can leave these out for winter, and you can also, of course, spring coming up, this is something that we can leave out for springtime too. Now I'm going to take some of the Iron Orchid alphabet stamps, and I'm going to have an extra pack of these that's going to be in an upcoming giveaway, so y'all stay tuned for that. Now I'm just taking the Iron Orchid ink in white, and I'm just putting it on my ink pad, and it's also Iron Orchid design brand, and then I'm just going to go over my letters. Now I'm spelling out snow, and I just put my letters together, and I put them on one of the clear sheets just so my word would stay together instead of doing my letters separately. And then you just want to place it on your base, get it centered before you lay it down, and then you just want to make sure that you go over it really well so it will adhere to your base. So now we got a little rustic snow. It's great to display this if you've left out your snowflakes for wintertime, or your ice skates. I think this little sign just adds such a great detail to your vignettes for wintertime. Now in this project, I'm going to take another piece of scrap wood, and I love this scrap wood because it's got a little red stain on it. So it came that way. But I love the traditional Potts transfer book because it has a hoe sheet that the transfers are white. Now these would be beautiful, on a black background, but I think also they look really good on this really dark rustic wood. So just giving you different ideas if you've got transfers, you've got stencils, because to me, I love working on projects like this because they're very simple, they're easy, and very inexpensive to make. Now I'm going to show y'all a tray. I've been wanting a white tier tray for the longest, and I've never would just pull the trigger to get one, because one thing, they're expensive, but I found one on Amazon, and I'm going to link it in my store. This one was around the $40 range, but these can run up to $60, $80, and this one is very easy to assemble. So I thought I'm gonna go on, bite the bullet. I'm gonna get me a white wooden tray. I've always wanted one. I'm gonna purchase this one, and I think it'll be so pretty, to style it for the winter time. Valentine's coming up, in spring and summer. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this little tier tray. And of course, in upcoming videos, I'll give you lots of ideas of things that we can put on it. Now, I'm just assembling it for you just to show you how easy it is. It's just a couple of screws, and then it also comes with a little thing a little piece of hardware to tighten up the screws, and then the handle's got a really little rustic farmhouse touch to it, and you just screw it on, and it's ready to go. Now I did not like all the stripes on the inside, so I got my Crinoline Country Chic paint, and I kind of painted over a few of those stripes. It was going in too much of a stripe pattern for me, and I don't know why I did it, because you're not ever going to see the inside of the tray anyway, because it's going to be filled with stuff. But just an idea, if you didn't like that little stripe pattern, you can just always take some chalk paint and kind of paint over some of the distressing. But I'm just showing you how cute you can style it, and it don't take a lot of stuff to style a little tier tray. Just add some greenery and the little signs we made. Now this is a yard sale find. I love fleur de lis. This was from my friend Lisa's yard sale, and I bought it from her for $5. As you can see, it's got great ornate detail. I'm going to use my Country Chic paint, and this paint is chalk paint, but it's got a very good smooth finish to it, and I've got this in the color Crinoline. Now I'm going to link if you want to purchase the paint down below, and you can go out and purchase it, because my friends Melissa and Dawn from JUNQUE and Disorderly Gals, they sell this paint, and I just added a little transfer to it, just a little bitty word that I had in my transfer book. I just cut it out, applied it on there, and just added a little French country detail to this. And this, to me, it just adds such a great little detail piece to add to your French country, your shabby chic, even your farmhouse vignettes. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd love for you to. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. Now, this is a rusted pan, and I thought this was like a colander, but when I featured this in my yard sale haul, when I got it, somebody commented and said it was a gold mine filtering pan. So it could be, but I love the rust and the patina on it, and I showed in a previous video how you can style it, because y'all, I love rusty crusty kitchen utensils. But I'm going to add a Jamie Ray vintage stencil to it using my stencil brush, and I'm going to leave a link to where you can order Jamie Ray vintage products from too. My friend Jackie over at Ruth and Ruby, she sells Jamie Ray vintage stencils and the brushes, so make sure to check out that link. But just adding a little stencil to this just added so much to this little pan. You can set this up now and you can style it. Now I'm going to show you how we can just add a little bit of detail to lampshade. This is a Dollar General lampshade. This was $5, and I'm giving you an idea here if you like birds, how you can cut the little birds up. That's in the Brocante transfer book. This is a part of them. I just cut some of the little birds off, but they come, just like this, but I cut them. And I'm just giving you an idea if you can put part of the birds on your little lampshade. If you got a big lampshade, you could probably fit all those little birds on it. Now you would just get the seam in the back, turn it around to the front, and that's kind of where you want to center your object. Now I'm going to go with this sheep, or he could be a lamb, and I made a previous project out of this transfer in another video, and I will link it also. But I love him, and I had 2 of him, so I thought, what better than to see if he'll go on a lampshade. And my friend Julie over at Julie's Designs and Signs, she just did she went to a really neat market, and she did a video on it, and they had some hand-painted lampshades, and that gave me an idea. Why can't we put transfers on them? So I'm just showing you how easy it is. If you're going to take your lampshades, and you can get lampshades a lot of times. You may have them just sitting around your house. You may just want to upcycle one you already have. You can find them a lot of times at thrift stores and yard sales, very inexpensive. But this is the Brocante transfer book, and y'all, there is a ton of great transfers in this one. They've got French country. This one has shabby chic, farmhouse. Pretty much this transfer book has all the styles in it. But now I'm going to show you with this. I don't think it's a rooster. I think it's a hen, but actually it has 2 of these little hens in it. And I'm just showing you just want to put your hand on the back of your lampshade to give it support when you go to scrape it, and that way you won't damage your lampshade. But these were very easy to apply. Now they don't transfer on perfectly. There was a few little crinkles in it, but to me, I think it adhered okay, and I think it's going to work. So just another little idea of how you can add a little bit of, farmhouse, shabby chic, or some kind of, a French country style detail to your lampshades. Very easy to do. Now this project is really easy and very inexpensive. You want to take a bottle. This is something I got at a yard sale. I think I paid 50 cents or $1 for it. Take a sock. I'm taking a light colored sock and I'm just folding it down, but you want a sock that will fit over your bottle. And then you want it to be a little bit of a smooth texture because we're going to put a transfer on it. But I'm just going to show you how easy it is to put like a little cozy, sweatery like little sleeve on bottles. And just make sure that you cut enough off the bottom that you can glue it to make it adhere to the bottle, but you want it to be able to stand flat. So I cut it off and I'm just going to use a little hot glue just to keep it in place. And now you've got a cute little sleeve for your bottle. Now you can add any transfer you want to. You could even use your stamps. Those croc stamps would look really good on this too. But I'm going to take the little birds because like I say, the birds are so popular and these are really pretty and they adhere really well to fabric. So I'm just taking the little scraper tool and you just want to go over it, and this adheres to this sock really well. And so y'all, this can be very inexpensive. If you've already got some socks, laying around, maybe you don't wear them anymore, get those out. And I'm also going to show you how we can use that little piece we just cut off because we're not going to waste anything here. I'm trying to show y'all some really inexpensive, really cute winter decor, and some of this decor you can carry on through the spring and the summertime also. So now I'm going to take that little piece that we clipped off of the bottom of the sock, that's the toe part, cut that off, and now you're just going to want to make, again, another little sleeve just to slip on a bottle. And I'm just trimming it up so it'll be, level across the top and the bottom, and then we're just going to place it on a little bottle. Another little bottle I picked up at a yard sale, and then I'm going around with my fingers, just kind of want to fray and roll up the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to show you, if you don't have transfers, here's some very inexpensive little stencils, the Waverly brand. You can pick these up at Walmart in the craft section, and they're peel and stick. So as you can see, I'm just taking that top one that says grains. I took it off the package and you just put it on, and then with some burnt umber craft paint, I'm going to use my Jamie Ray vintage stencil brush, and I'm just going to stencil that on. And now this is just an easy little inexpensive project that you can make, but like I say, it adds just a little bit more detail to things that you can set up in your vignettes if you've got old bottles, or if you run across bottles at the thrift stores, or in the summertime, when the yard sales get to going, you can a lot of times find very unique bottles. So just tons of ideas here. Now the next project is going to be, I'm going to upcycle a frame. And y'all know I love to pick up frames at yard sales and thrift stores. And a lot of frames I've had throughout the years, and I'll just paint them to match my project. And that's what I'm doing here. I went over this one with white chalk paint. Now I'm taking a little piece of drop cloth and I'm going to glue it onto the glass, and I'm going to glue the sides, and then I'm going to pull the ends really tight, secure them down with glue. Now if you don't have a piece of glass in your frame, I show in my videos a lot of times just get a piece of foam board from Dollar Tree and just cut it to the size to fit in your frame. Now you just want to pull it really tight so the front is flat. Now I'm going to show you out of the Brocante transfer book is this lady. Now this lady right here, to me, she screams Valentine's, because I don't know, she's kind of got that little Victorian romantic vibe going. So I kind of wanted to get her made up, and then that way around Valentine's I can set her out with some of my Valentine's decor. And so anyway, like I say, transferring on fabric is very easy. It's a lot of fun. I have had so much fun with transfers. I'm just kind of like hooked on them. Now once you get her on, you just want to put her back. I'm just going to put her back in my frame. I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue and dab it in the corners just to keep her in place, since my frame doesn't have a back. And now I'm going to add a little bit of French country writing to the bottom. And I think this one is out of the traditional Potts book. And then I just went down, made sure down in those little creases and the cracks in my frame that, it went down in those little cracks really good, and my transfer stuck. Now, I think this turned out to be really pretty, because you can add her now, like I say, to your Valentine's decor, or if you've got the little Shabby Chic vignette, I think she adds such a special touch.
teardrops start to dry.
Okay, y'all, we are at the end of the video. I wanted to give y'all some shots of our snow that we got in Alabama. We don't get snow very often here, and we did not get a lot of snow where we live, but some of the people in our area around us, they got up to 7 inches. It didn't last long. It lasted maybe a day or less, but it was fun while it lasted. So I wanted to get some footage because who doesn't love a winter wonderland? And I know a lot of y'all out there, y'all got a lot more snow than this. So y'all, until my next video, I hope y'all are doing well, having a happy new year so far, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all.